Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Tuesday, February 6th, 2024 meeting of the Planning Commission. We'll start with a board member roll call.
Megan Randall.
Jim Winchester.
And Fred Miller.
John Basheef.
Stacy Boxer.
Michelle Peckrell.
Our agenda is as follows. Approval of agenda, approval of minutes for December 5th, 2023, and minutes for January 23rd, 2024. We have an agenda item for, it'll probably be a brief discussion of affordable housing. And then we'll go to public comment and adjourn.
I move we approve the agenda.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, so on to
Minutes of,
minutes of December 5th, 2023.
I move those. That I accept them.
Who was there?
I wasn't.
Yeah, we have this time.
A long time ago.
Who was there? What happened?
That's nice.
I
remember 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Brian's the only one I'm missing.
Yeah, so we have a quorum. Oh,
I move the motion that we accept them.
Second.
second,
Good girl.
all in favor?
Aye.
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 Abstain.
On to the minutes for January 23rd.
Also move the motion.
I didn't get it.
I think you're one of those.
Okay, I'm sorry.
What happened in that meeting?
I wasn't here.
We actually have a meeting.
That's true. I have to abstain.
Yeah.
It's hard to remember.
Yeah, we did. And a good job on the minutes. Didn't think you long, did it? Yeah.
Boys, you're gonna, yeah, there it is.
All about 3 minutes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll entertain a motion. When everybody's ready.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Any discussion?
Nope.
Thank you.
Aye.
We're good? We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Abstain?
Okay, the next agenda item was affordable housing discussion. This was, I had this put on here after reading an article in the Bennington Banner that discussed probably less about affordable housing, more about an uptick in Vermont, homelessness. I just, wanted to put it on there just to kind of gauge what people's general sense of where we are at in Pownell with the issues of homelessness and affordable housing.
It's kind of invisible. It's difficult to tell who's homeless, who's poor,
Mhm.
who needs help. And so I have to admit, I was really shocked to hear that Vermont is first in the country
Mhm.
for homeless. I would have thought California or New York.
Yeah, or anywhere that it's warmer.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah, my first thought was, I questioned whether it was people who have lived in Vermont for quite a while suddenly finding themselves homeless?
Yeah, yeah.
Or if it's part of the migration into Vermont?
We would, I think, in order to have a more useful discussion about how we could help with it, we'd need to know that.
Right.
I think we need,
Right.
yeah, where people, between COVID and the inflation and so on, where people just, were there people who lost their housing, who are long-term residents? I don't know. We just don't have a sense.
Yeah.
But I've thought for a long time that we should have some kind of, low-income housing in Pownell. And we should also, the Banner also had another article about a couple of months ago, or a month ago, about the middle, they were calling it let me think here, the missing middle.
Mhm.
So middle income housing also is kind of missing.
Mhm.
And we've talked about that, part of it with COVID, people came in and want to get out of the city and price things out. But I don't think it's all that. I
Right.
think we just need more housing.
Well, let's look at the people that have come here and bought these properties. And they own places in Florida, places there and there. My neighbor down below, she just bought a house and she's never there.
That's right.
So a lot of people just bought houses here that have money.
Yeah.
And that's taking up the vacuum.
Taking up.
The motels are full. I mean, the hotels, motels full.
Of homeless people.
Of homeless people, yes.
Yeah,
But some of them have been there 6 years.
Is the intent
So,
to have some sort of homeless shelter in this area? In Pownell?
no one wants it.
Yeah, well,
Everybody's a NIMBY.
Well, I don't know. I mean, how useful would that be if, I mean, I don't
You
know.
gotta buy some land though.
I don't know if we have that many homeless people that we need a shelter. But I do think that we,
do we even,
low income housing.
do we even have a count
We got plenty of low income.
There was a count in the Banner,
in this town?
Bennington area, it was 193 or, it's in the article that Fred brought to our attention. There was a number.
What are we thinking?
In the number of homeless people in Bennington County, I think it was. It wasn't specific to Pownell at all. And, yeah, I mean.
One of the things I've seen a lot of, and I don't know what the percentage is of this, but the houses, houses being bought, like a rental house being bought up and converted from a rental to a single family house. And then the other part of it is people changing over and doing the B and Bs.
Mhm.
So when they're doing more of the B and Bs, you're taking away from those direct rentals that would have
Do
been
we have a
here.
sense of that either? Do we have a sense of how, I don't think there's
I don't know what the percentage would be on it.
about 10
I see
Airbnbs.
more of them around.
And I know back earlier during last year, there was a discussion at the planning commission.
Right, we had a whole,
And there was some, impromptu
Oh, yeah.
research.
19 homeless households.
Yeah.
190.
Bennington County master list.
That's the whole county.
Yeah.
You don't, see, the thing of it is, you don't see them. They're not real visible. It's not like in California, New York, where they're in the streets.
Yeah.
They're,
And what does a shelter serve? What purpose does it serve? In a rural,
in a rural area, I don't see it.
right, because there's no easy access to other services.
That's it, that's it.
But they
No
don't obey
easy
the rules.
access
They-
to-
They won't obey the rules.
Right,
So a druggie's not gonna go into a shelter,
right.
Mm.
Oh, yeah.
So they choose not to go in. And what do you do about that?
Right.
You can leave a horse of water, but can't make them drink, right?
Right.
And,
Oh, you see about the Airbnb stuff just now?
Oh, just that there was some, we're trying to get a feel for how many there were. I know there was, at the table, there was like some Google searches for.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
Yeah, there was quite
I
a,
think
quite
there's,
a few.
I've heard of 10, that's.
There's more than that. There was more than that. Well, there was a Google search we had done. I can't remember what meeting it was, but it was last year. We did there was some Google searches and stuff done, and there was like 40 places or something right in Pownell alone.
But are they, you're saying that they're taking away rental from
Well, if you,
rental properties?
well, if you're moving out of town, it was like if somebody uses it for a summer home, it's not a rental then to residential, it's people coming in, going skiing or something like that. It's people traveling.
But they're bringing
But if,
money into town.
right, but for the homeless, it's homeless who live here
That's what I'm.
year round. So that's,
Are there,
I think in Powell, I don't. If the picture of homelessness that you have is based on what you see in Bennington, we don't see that in Powell.
no, that's right.
No,
I think people are generally housed in Powell, either they couch surfing or they're in motels.
And
But, you know, who's to say that at some point, you know, like you get, you know, people that come in, they're living in a motel. Their subsidy or whatever it is that they get dries up.
yeah,
They don't want to leave Powell, so now they're in the fields.
well, there was money for, during COVID, there was extra money to house people.
a lot of that stopping now.
That stopped, yeah, that's quick. So to me, looking around, I think that a lot of the housing is quite run down, especially in the trailer parks, but elsewhere as well. And that there could be a lot more attention paid to energy, you know, weatherizing houses so that people's bills aren't so high.
really, you're looking at this though, you see a book and it's full
Mhm.
and that's gonna keep going.
What do you mean?
People don't pay the taxes.
Oh, yeah, yeah. So they're like you know, right, if you're not paying your taxes,
No, but you
you're
get a
hanging by
portion
a
of it.
thread,
and
you know?
don't get-
Another source of
Some of them.
affordable housing would be like a modern trailer park, mobile home park.
Mhm.
And that's barely affordable. If you factor in buying a brand new mobile home with a mortgage, then you got lot rent. And you got your, you know, your other, your utilities and your taxes and all that stuff. It's, you know, compare that to a fixer-upper house. And, you know, the mortgage might be comparable.
The cost of building materials now is through the roof and,
Yeah.
it's, you know, the kid at Pownell Center has a nice track there. He has a nice
Yeah.
mobile home
Yeah.
park. But he has rules.
I'm thinking like, as far as the community housing, possibly, you know, I heard, I think the BCRC mentioned, possibly a senior housing
Mhm.
facility up in this area.
That's another
I
issue.
think that might be an easier thing for us to, you know, a population for us to service,
Yeah,
you know, rather than, you know, a young family that might be here for a year or two, then they get a good job somewhere and they're gone.
Yeah,
So,
but it's a house.
What's the town's view on tiny homes?
yeah,
That's an issue that they've been building houses
Most towns don't allow them because they're too small square footage.
for families. They built these houses purposely to exclude small families. Small houses, a lot of them got built, but nobody can really use them with a
Right.
family.
right.
And one bedroom.
Yeah.
So a lot of that money's not been wasted, but it's it's been misused for families.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. Particularly in Parma, a lot of these people, you wouldn't want them for a neighbor. I'm sorry. We saw that, the two houses down by the racetrack.
Oh, yes.
Got picked up by, no, but, you know,
Wouldn't-
the guy
yeah,
that owned
agree.
the liquor store bought them. They were fixing them up and, you know, they're gonna be all right. But people went in there and stole the copper, first day, and then they took all the water stuff. So they had to replace that. Look at the guy's got money, but I mean, you know, he's
The house is right across from.
the racetrack. Yeah.
Are they,
They're starting to let, they're letting.
are they planning on renting that out?
They're gonna rent it out, yeah. oh, yeah, both
To a
ways.
single family or to?
Hopefully not.
They're not, they, you know. not- They were gonna move in there themselves, but they looked at it and said no. So anyway, the one boy is gonna move into the big house in the back. So, but they had, you know, without his money, I don't think he would have,
I think
would have tore it down.
it's fine to
Does take money,
rent,
that's.
to rent your property out, but I don't know if there's any, I don't think our bylaws or anything provide for vetting the people that you're renting to. You just.
No, no.
No.
It's-
That's where the community.
That's
It's
covered from the
damaged.
state, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's where the state is like making it difficult to do anything about anything.
Yeah.
Can't, you know. Um,
Vermont's a
Well,
strange
I mean,
place.
it would be, I mean, I look at the affordable housing over in North Bennington, and it's attractive. And it doesn't, it looks like a little village. It doesn't look, I don't know what it's like.
oh,
No, but North Bennington's a unique place. I mean, you got the school, you got
Yeah,
the small
got
area.
great school.
Powell's got 5 areas, 6 areas.
is that heading out towards New York?
Heading out, how do you get?
Towards White Creek?
Yeah.
Homestead Muse or something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah. Yeah.
And that's a.
So I mean, what I'm saying is, I think
It's a
they,
senior facility.
Yeah.
It's not low income or affordable.
there's.
No.
See, I think we should maybe
And
think
what would
about
be
mix. Yeah,
I mean,
if you're homeless,
I'm sorry if I'm.
Oh, no.
We don't have a big crowd, Carl, so.
Okay, I don't,
put this down as public comment.
okay, yes, sorry about that if I'm stepping on anybody's toes. I'm Carl Strohmeyer, but that's it, it's what's affordable. Unfortunately, or fortunately for Powell, the only really affordable housing we have left is the trailer parks.
Yeah.
Because let's be real, even the fixer-uppers in Powell, unless you know the people, they're not affordable.
Mhm.
Right.
I mean, they're not affordable for somebody, I mean, in a income wise.
Right.
And that's it. And the homeless,
Lucky we don't.
the big problem there is, it's the housing, but it's the services. These people need services, and Powell is just not set up to do that. That's why Bennington, that's why I don't, they're in Bennington because the services are in Bennington.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give them cell phones.
Okay, because if you're homeless, odds are you don't have a vehicle. So you have to walk everywhere or get on the bus to go there.
Well, that's where the fiscal trailer box, you're near something, but you couldn't put it, someplace out in the woods where there's plenty of land.
Correct.
And, you know, I drove over Strohmeyer's land the other day, beautiful land.
I wouldn't want to put trailer park up there.
No. But they couldn't go to the store. They couldn't go, you know, they don't have vehicles.
You're 100% right, yes.
I know, you know, and the people at the motel don't really. And, you know,
Personally, I'm not opposed to a modern mobile home park.
Oh, no.
no.
Paved drives and
And they change-
pads and all this stuff.
And they're changing the rules. They're talking about changing the rules on mobile home parks. They're talking, the way I understand it, I haven't really read the bill. They're really talking about condoing it or something, where you own the piece of land that the trailer sits on and it's in the,
It's hard legislation to get passed though.
well, it is, but I don't.
Are you talking about the adjustments to Act 250?
Oh, dear God, no, they're talking about that too.
I mean, that's a
No,
good thing. They need
no,
to.
this had to do with trailer parks.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, my big problem is the state. The state is now, all of a sudden, they're getting in the habit of, hey, you know what? We know your zoning better than you do.
Yeah.
All right, well, so I think we're straying a little bit and maybe we should,
Yeah, let's go.
I think, what?
No, maybe you can go first. I just wanted to let you know that, Jim and Bob will have their hands up when.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay, that's
Good, okay.
Yeah, we can move it on.
So we can, yeah, I think we've,
Yeah.
Oh, they're wanting.
Word on?
public
Yeah,
comment.
they want to comment?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I do think that, you can do really nice.
Do they want to do rock, paper, scissors to see who first or?
I will just, I think I'll just lower Bob's finger and spot it on you.
I do think you can do really nice, affordable housing that has a sense of community, that they've learned a lot about it,
Mhm.
and it wouldn't be the worst thing to happen in Pownell.
Right.
But that's easy for me to say.
Yep.
I live up on a dirt road.
Yeah.
Yeah, but how does it get accomplished? Who's gonna?
Yeah, that too. And like you said, Jimmy said, it takes money.
Yeah.
We need some investment. We need to, I mean, maybe Shire's Housing could help us with that. With- but,
We talked to them.
Okay, that's all so that's the end of that
So,
discussion.
why don't we move to public comment?
I guess I'll start. Bob Jarvis, Mount Anthony Road. I just wanted to add the comment that, I mean, the affordable housing, homelessness. I just want to make sure everybody, that everybody understands, and I think you all do understand, that those are symptoms of a lack of economic opportunity. So anything that's going to be sustainable for Vermont and for Pownell, in my view, is going to be making it as easy for business to flourish here as we possibly can. I know it's Vermont, which makes it very difficult, which might make it a little bit more challenging to be open to businesses and employers. But that's going to be the long-term solution, and then you let the consumer decide what kind of housing they want to live in.
The problem with that is that there's, when you want to have, you want to convince someone to open a business, you need to show him top of the line schools and plenty of housing.
Mhm. Yeah.
Well, we got the school.
We do have it's a good
Good
school, but
Oh,
it's,
good school.
it's not, it's,
Yeah.
It's-
Yeah, it's like, what comes first, the chicken or the egg?
Right,
What do you-
exactly.
I guess a
so,
balance, somehow, some kind of a balance is probably
Yeah,
something to aim for.
I think, and we have been aiming for, I mean, we've been trying hard to think.
Business development, I think, is important, and, at some point, we should really get down to discussing business development in the town of Pownell,
Mhm.
But.
It looks like a bedroom community to me, though. You got the
I
basketball
don't know if
coach.
Bob got his 3 minutes
I don't
worth.
Yeah, I feel satisfied.
Okay.
Thank you all.
Thank you, Bob.
Thanks, Bob.
What else we have?
We have
It's
another.
a,
Jim?
Jim, go ahead.
Hello, guys and ladies. How are you tonight?
Good.
First of all, I just want to let you know that, yes, you had a very, very, very good, interesting discussion about the homeless and about the housing down at the racetrack and many, many, many different things. Like Megan said, I think we got a little off track, but what I think we need to just do is review that the policies of the planning commission is to kind of help to prepare and amend the town plan and to come up with the land use regulations. And I know that there has been in the past year a discussion on a South Stream Road, a piece of property. It may not been desirable for a lot of the residents that are down at that area. And I'm not sure if there was a problem with the permit that was approved, whether it was a complete or whether anything that was approved by the DRB was actually done. There are other properties in Pownell that have like opening up car dealerships or car repairs, and who knows how many cars are sitting in those parking lots, almost extended out to Route 7 or very close to other properties that I think we need to maybe review our planning or our bylaws to just find out maybe if we need to go one step further to find out, if there's anything missing in the requirements or anything like that, that we need to, get into the bylaws. But maybe get everything up to date and, items like that. I know there was a little discussion about Airbnbs. Who knows, if there are any regulations regarding Airbnbs? Yes, I know that there are also the state requirements and everything, but many towns are, coming up with, how everything should be handled. And I just think we need to just incorporate not only that, but a lot of other items, in the town of Pownell. We're hopefully gonna be a growing town. I mean, it depends on industry, it depends on any other businesses coming in, and we gotta be maybe prepared for all this, but we're not gonna do it if we just allow, sloppiness in some of our approvals and stuff like that. So I thank you very much and
Thank
have
you,
a good
Jim.
night.
Thank you, Jim.
Thank you, Jim.
And do we have anybody else?
Oh, no, that's it.
That's it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so I would say, why don't we consider adjourning?
Oh, yeah, it's just, okay. I just wondered if we were gonna continue this, are gonna continue at least to think about, housing and, or.
I think we should be thinking about housing, affordable housing, senior housing.
Yeah,
We'll keep an eye on the homeless situation and see if anything starts developing in Powell. I think we definitely need to keep an eye at, or keep in our mind and start turning some ideas around for, business development,
Mhm.
economic development in Powell.
Well, yeah, we did just, BCRC just
Yeah,
laid out.
Right.
what they thought.
yeah. They completed a really, really thorough study and report. And I think we haven't sunk our teeth into that yet. And I think we need to start looking at it and start calling some stuff out of that and working on it.
Vermont doesn't make it easy for businesses.
No.
I mean.
No.
And, you're talking about the building costs.
Yeah.
I wanted to build something on my property. I just bought something in North Adams.
Yeah. No.
I can't afford it to do that, and I already have a business here.
But Vermont doesn't recruit businesses like other.
No.
I mean, you go to other states and they'll send people out
Yeah.
to recruit them. I mean, that's one of the big things they've done down south,
Yeah.
is they're recruiting.
Well,
I think there's even places that are going to like China and recruiting them because a lot of those factories aren't coming back.
I think this town could put an ad in some papers and solicit, bids for developers to do certain, like, low-cost housing kind of thing, if we identify pieces of property that they can do it on.
Does the town own
Excuse me?
them? Does the town own them?
No.
Yeah.
That's the problem. Who wants to sell?
Comes back to the point that I made a couple of weeks ago, which was we need to have certain parcels that are showing that they're for sale. Otherwise, a developer is not gonna know what's for sale here. He's just gonna knock on people's doors and find out if they'll sell to him.
You'd be surprised. Developers can smell money. All right, I mean, let's be honest, they can smell money. Your job as a board is to set the table, to figure out what you guys can set the table to allow developers, industry to come in. And I mean, that's it. Set the table, and then if you set the table right, they'll come.
We're kind of, giving, I think we're gonna adjourn.
yeah, that's what I was looking at doing is,
I'll just say, let's revisit this in the near future.
we could continue to talk around in circles and.
I mean, it's.
Some information.
It's rehashed.
So I'm.
Make a motion to close.
Wait for.
I move that we adjourn this meeting without any more politicking.
I second.
Okay.
All
It's,
All in favor?
Aye.
I,
We are adjourned.